Ladies and gentlemen, I was there. I was there for the John Cena heel turn. I was there for Elimination Chamber 2025 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I can't believe it. Shout out to Netflix Canada for hooking us up with some amazing tickets. I was literally 2 rows behind the stage. I was directly behind the commentary table. I had Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee right there. Drake was 3 seats to the left of us and 1 row up. We had Andrew Fung to the right of us. We had Robbie Amell directly to the right of us in 1 row in front of us. God, man, we were surrounded by so many celebrities and way out of place. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about your hot takes, because this is the series where I ask you over on Twitter to submit any hot takes, bold opinions, thoughts, or concerns that you may have had on the show, and then I get on camera right here. We talk about them, critique them, roast them, and just discuss your thoughts. Now, with that being said, I have a little bit of a late checkout, but that's coming up in 40 minutes, so Khan's gotta get going with this video. That was the greatest heel turn in wrestling history. Yep, let's just jump right into it, okay? John Cena, the perennial babyface of WWE, the good guy, the never give up attitude, he turned heel. John Cena is now a bad guy. And I know what this is going to be compared to. It's obviously going to be compared to Hulk Hogan turning heel and joining with the NWO, right? I think everybody can admit that that's one of the most monumental heel turns, if not the most monumental heel turn in the history of pro wrestling. But at Elimination Chamber, we might have a strong contender for the greatest heel turn of all time. What this depends on is what happens after this heel turn. Does John Cena win the title at WrestleMania? Does he build up Cody Rhodes as a bigger babyface star? What programs are we going to get with John Cena at the top if he is champion? There's a lot of unknown right now, so we can't confidently say this is the greatest heel turn of all time, but I can confidently say for myself, this is the most shocking moment I have ever seen live in pro wrestling. And I have watched a lot of pro wrestling. Are you kidding me? There's about to be a fire alarm that's gonna go off. I'm one hot take in.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? As required by the Ontario Fire Marshal's Office.
Please don't beep for the next 10 minutes. I gotta get this done. All right, so let's move on quick here. So yes, is it the greatest heel turn of all time? I don't know for sure. We will find out in due time. But for this generation, for people who didn't get to see the Hulk Hogan heel turn, for people who weren't alive during that time, or people who just simply weren't watching, this is without a doubt the most monumental heel turn. People might say, Stone Cold shaking hands with the devil of Vince McMahon at WrestleMania, that might be in contention for it as well, but dude, I didn't watch until 2005. That's when I started watching. And John Cena was the guy in 2005. I grew up watching this man. I grew up watching everything that he did. He was my champion. He was my superhero. He was my Hulk Hogan. And here we are. I just saw my Hulk Hogan heel turn moment. I saw John Cena turn heel. And not only did I see John Cena turn heel, I was literally there for it. I was there in person. I got a chair with his damn face on it. It's just a night I will never forget. It's a night I don't think anybody watching this video is going to forget. This is one of those moments where you just realize what makes pro wrestling, why it's so good, why it's so enjoyable to watch. It's amazing. There's no words for it when these moments happen. I also think my camera's a little out of frame here. Let's bump that up. That might be a little better. But it's just one of those moments that you're like, this is why I'm a pro wrestling fan. This is why I watch the sport. For moments like this, for moments when you realize anything at all can happen in WWE. We have heel John Cena and babyface Randy Orton in 2025. What universe are we living in? They just made Cody the biggest babyface in the company and Cena the biggest heel in the company. I'm ready for Mania. This is what you call good booking, man. This is what you call taking a look at your current roster, your stars, and where you're at with the program and saying, how can we make this the most captivating going into the biggest show of the year? I credit Triple H so freaking much and the creative team for having the balls to turn John Cena heel, for having the balls to do this storyline, because it's his last year. If there was ever going to be a heel turn, you would have thought it maybe happened like over a decade ago, maybe 15 years ago. That's not the case. It happened now in 2025 in his last year in the WWE. The balls on that man of Triple H, man. Hunter, dude, you're picking up after them grapefruits, you know what I mean? Grapefruits? What's grapefruits? Sounds like a made-up word. Grapefruits. Big balls. Oh, goddamn. This will be one of the greatest stories ever told if told correctly. John Cena will win the championship at WrestleMania. The only one who can beat him will then be the tribal chief Roman Reigns. That will bring Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania 42. Well, that was a bit of a jump. But hey, maybe this is the way that we get back to Roman versus Rock and it making sense, right? If Rock chose Cena to be his corporate champion and not his own blood, not his own family in Roman Reigns, it makes you wonder, where is the mindset, where's the headspace of Rock right now? He saw John Cena as his man. He didn't even think about Roman Reigns. So that could play into the story long term. As of now, it just makes more sense that John Cena would be the guy who goes heel because John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania is a big time matchup. And also the idea that Rock would be able to help John Cena get further into Hollywood. There's a reason why Cena would want to sell his soul at this point because, let's face it, he's not an active competitor, or at least he is active, but he's not super duper active. He's not a full-timer anymore, right? It's his retirement tour. So he's planning ahead. He's looking ahead to the future, and he's like, what is my post-WWE career going to be? I'm already a little bit in Hollywood. Things are starting to come together for me. But what if I was bigger? What if I could reach Rock's level? What if I could reach that 500 million social media followers? That's where John Cena's mind space is at. And it's crazy, man, that this is the era that we're in. But it could be an easy jump to Roman Reigns versus Rock at WrestleMania if the story is told that maybe John Cena does win the title. Maybe he does beat Cody Rhodes. Maybe then Cody chases after Cena again throughout the year. And maybe after that, Roman Reigns helps Cody Rhodes along the way. And maybe Cody fails and then it's all up to Roman to take the title off of John Cena. Like, you know what I mean? There's definitely a story there. But let me know in the comments, do you think we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Rock at WrestleMania 42, or are we just never going to see that match? He took that pin from him at the Netflix debut. He got eliminated from him at the Royal Rumble. He got pinned by him tonight. Now Seth Rollins has to pin Punk at WrestleMania 41. However, it's Seth versus Punk or Seth versus Punk versus Roman. Seth has to pin Punk. If not, they're just killing his credibility. Rollins is one of those people where he doesn't necessarily have to win in order to stay over with the crowd. He is incredibly talented, and anytime he goes out there, he's incredibly captivating. So I'm not worried about Seth Rollins, even if he does take the L. I'm not worried about his credibility being destroyed from losing matches. But I will say this. The story does point in the direction that Seth Rollins does need to get one over on CM Punk. And if it is CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, triple threat at WrestleMania, that does start to make some sense. I don't love these triple threat matches. I don't love just putting stories together when you could have a one-on-one story and use another character elsewhere and then bring them back into that story later on. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain if we do get Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. The way they set it up at the Royal Rumble was excellent, and the match itself will be pretty darn good. It could even be the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. From now on, no more Liv Morgan slander is allowed across the IWC. Liv Morgan, she does not deserve any slander in the IWC. No. She definitely does not. She is so good, okay? Liv Morgan slander at this point is just like, are you watching what she's doing? She literally tells you to watch her. Incredibly talented, great at the little things, the facial expressions, just the in-ring work itself, the psychology, everything about it. Liv Morgan is crushing it these days. So yeah, no slander needed at all. In fact, I don't really know who is slandering Liv Morgan these days. I know that maybe 3 years ago, Liv Morgan wasn't the most beloved character amongst fans, but I really don't know too many people that hate Liv Morgan. Well, unless you're a stan for somebody else or whatever, but you know. But the thing with Liv Morgan lately is that she's coming so close to winning these big matches, whether it's the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, you name it. She's very close, but just not able to get over that hump. I really hope Liv Morgan does eventually get that big time win. I know she's been a world champion, but the Royal Rumble win, maybe next year. Maybe next year is Liv Morgan's time. Just because she's been so close to that mountaintop. And yeah, she's now the women's tag team champion. Yeah, she was the runner-up again in the Elimination Chamber. And It's just, I know that's got to be difficult for a lot of Liv Morgan fans to see her come so close every single time, but just not be able to get over the hump. Incredible talent, there's lots in her future. This is a top 3 PLE in the Triple H era. Hard to argue, dude. I still haven't watched it back on TV, so I don't exactly know how the crowd sounded, how everything looked on television, how the angles came across. I've just seen a couple clips online, but from what I have seen, it looked incredible. Being in the arena, it was incredible. The fans were so invested in everything that was going on. It was just a fun night overall. Yeah, big ups for Triple H's pay-per-view here today, or PLE. It was solid, man. I don't know if it's top 3. It might be. It might very well be. I'd have to watch it back. So, yeah, it was a great PLE, man. Okay, so just listen to this. All the potential feuds that we could have for John Cena. Heel Cena versus face Randy. Heel Cena versus face CM Punk. Heel Cena versus AJ Styles. Run them all back, dude. Run back Cena versus AJ in France this year. Or Paris. Yeah, Paris, France. You could easily run Cena versus Randy at SummerSlam. And if you really wanted to, man, I'll say it. I want to see CM Punk and John Cena be the last match of John Cena's career. Okay, I feel like that would be a perfect way to put a little bow on this story. I want to see CM Punk trying to save John Cena's soul. I know that this is just like, we're just getting into the story, but if I'm looking ahead to December and I'm thinking who could be the guy to take the title into the new year after John Cena wins his 17th championship by selling his soul to The Rock, how can we get there? How do we get to a bigger moment? Imagine if it is CM Punk beating John Cena for the title and basically setting his soul free, letting him back out into the Hollywood sphere without The Rock, hugging him, embracing him, and saying, John, hey John, I saved your soul. We know CM Punk and John Cena have a lot of mutual respect for each other. We saw John Cena say, I missed you to CM Punk, and Punk said, I missed you too, during the Elimination Chamber match. That is chemistry that you just can't create with anybody else. They have incredible in-ring chemistry, on the mic chemistry, character chemistry. Put them together for John Cena's last match. Hot take, that Cena turn was the greatest spectacle in the history of sports, and it's this... Hot take, that Cena was the greatest spectacle in the history of sports, and it was still outshone by Santi's dancing. Bro, okay, so I was just seeing clips of Santi on Twitter through the night, and I obviously saw some clips of myself. We were on camera quite a bit, but I left to go to the bathroom and to grab a charger for like 10 minutes. It was after a certain match. I can't remember which one. It might have been the unsanctioned match? I think it was the unsanctioned match. So I left right after that. And then I see this damn gif of Santi's app on Twitter going, you can't leave that guy alone for 5 minutes. Cero miedo. But no, it was a great night, man. Like, me and Santi had a great time. It was just insane. Every time they panned to the celebs, we were on camera. Every time they went to the announce table, we were on camera. Like, the camera loved us. This is now one of the most iconic shots in WWE history. Dude, that meme is going to be used a lot over the next few months. John Cena turning heel, that image of him just going from smiles to anger. Oh man, the transformation right in front of our very eyes is incredible. But it didn't come out of nowhere, did it? Not at all. John Cena was called out by all the babyface people leading into this Elimination Chamber match. That doesn't happen usually. The babyfaces were calling out another babyface. But in their eyes, they're justified. They're like, John, you didn't earn your way into the Rumble. You didn't earn your way into the Chamber. Now you've won the Chamber and you sold your soul to Rock. All those baby faces are proved right, and John Cena now has a new motto. Give up. We were robbed of the punt kick. We were teased, weren't we? It looked like for a sec Randy Orton was going to bring back the punt kick, and he was lining up for it before all the security and all the personnel jumped in to save Kevin Owens. Which, by the way, why were they just standing there like that? They're like, Randy's backing up. He's going, oh. And they're just sitting there at ringside like Kenny Dykstra's over here like, Kenny! But as soon as he starts to run forward, they all jump in. And man, KO, after everything he's been through, the fact that WWE officials protected him says something. He's been bitching and moaning about how Cody Rhodes is being protected by WWE. Meanwhile, WWE protected Kevin Owens. Just something to think about. But I do think at WrestleMania 41, we're getting Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, and the punt kick's coming back. That's how we get Kevin Owens off of TV for a little bit. He's been busting his ass. Randy's back, needs to beat him at WrestleMania. KO goes away for a little bit because of the punt. Book it. The Randy Orton and Jade Cargill returns were so well timed. Jade attacked Naomi at the beginning of the chamber, removing the potential Team Belair and Naomi could have had. Orton, after the brutal match that was KO versus Zayn, absolute cinema. Cena heel turn was such a good surprise. You know what I need each and every single one of you to do down in the comment section right now? Say thank you, Con. Because if you haven't learned already, there's this thing that happens when I don't stream. When I'm not live, something big goes down. There's either a return, a debut, a heel turn, you name it. Anything massive that could go down in pro wrestling happens when I'm not live. So say thank you, Con, because I personally gifted you the Jade Cargill return, the Randy Orton return, and the John Cena heel turn. Get in there and make it about you. It still feels like a fever dream, man, but that shit was fucking amazing. You know when you wake up in the morning and you're like, did that really happen last night? Like, did I dream that, or was that a real thing? Like, I was slightly wondering, was I waking up here today like, oh, I've got Elimination Chamber tonight? But no, John Cena did turn heel. He did. Yep, that happened. Okay, next hot take. Amazing heel turn, but only if Cena beats Cody. Having Cody overcome the odds and beat this new team after only a month would make it all meaningless. That's one way to look at it, and you're probably right. I think John Cena does need to beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for this story to move forward, for the rest of the year to be very interesting with John Cena as a heel. Like, if he was just babyface, I think I could live with Cody Rhodes beating John Cena at WrestleMania. But now I need the chase. Now I need the story again for Cody Rhodes. These are his hard times. These are his true hard times. And so, like, I can totally envision that WWE could go John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, then go to SummerSlam, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes again. Or, you know what, maybe Jey Uso gets a shot. Maybe they do title versus title. Like, maybe just champ versus champ at some point because John Cena eliminated Jey Uso. Wait, what? Jey Uso eliminated John Cena in the Royal Rumble. There we go, get it right, Con. But let me know, what do you think this year of John Cena's booking is going to look like? Does he even win the title, right? There's a question that maybe he loses the championship. Maybe Jey Uso wins the world title, and then he goes after Jey Uso at SummerSlam for the world title because he's desperate for that 17th world championship. That could be a story as well. But the best story and the best direction is corporate Cena winning the championship. He said it himself. It's best for business. Does Santi smell like oil? I didn't smell him. That dude just, he was there, man. He is one slippery bugger, though. Like, he just... you can't take him anywhere. Although there was at one point on Friday Night SmackDown, somebody 2 rows behind us tried to start an oil up Santi chant. That was hilarious. There were so many signs leading into it that we just never caught on to. The poster with Rock, Cena, and Travis, the fact Cena automatically got into the chamber without winning a qualifying match, The Rock doing the Cena signal at Bad Blood. Crazy. What an event, what a turn. Dude, there was signs everywhere, and I can't believe it. With us IWC people, we certainly love to analyze everything, and I'm sure there were people out there that were saying that Cena was going to turn heel. I'm sure there were people that were saying this could happen, this could be the story, these are the reasons. But did anybody actually think it was truly going down? You might have a minority of the audience that was like, yeah, John Cena's turning heel, it's so obvious. But yeah, man, like, we could talk about it. When Rock did the 3 fingers, that's essentially John Cena's logo, right? When he goes hustle, loyalty, and respect, throws them up in the air, all that. It might be that. I'm also wondering if it is still just a 3, like if this is, because at Chamber, I'm pretty sure he threw up a 2 after he did the throat slash, right? I wonder if that's a countdown, if he said that this is the first step, 3 was at Bad Blood, 2 was at Elimination Chamber, and maybe 1 is at WrestleMania, like maybe there's a countdown going on, or it was him just saying, hey, I'm telling you, I'm turning John Cena heel. Regardless of whatever the story is, the long-term story has now come together. They have connected the pieces, and even if this wasn't the direction they were going in to begin with, which I do think this was the direction that was always planned, but if it wasn't, they did a really good job connecting all the dots, connecting the pieces together, and make the story make sense. Now looking back at Bad Blood, that feels monumental. Everyone wants to talk about this being the best PLE of the Triple H era. I'll do you one better. This was the biggest moment in WWE history. What would we say is the biggest moments in WWE history? Stone Cold Steve Austin shaking hands with Vince McMahon. That's got to be up there, right? I'm trying to really think WWE history, because Hulk Hogan's heel turn was in WCW, right? The heel turn in WWE, most monumental heel turns, got to be between Stone Cold and Vince, and now tonight John Cena turning heel with The Rock. Is it the biggest moment in WWE history? It might be. This will unfortunately be overlooked now since the event of the main event, but this match 100% was the best match on the card, hands down. I mean, what a war between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, right? What an absolute fight. I loved it every single second. It was difficult for me to watch two Canadians go to war, two people who I absolutely love, but of course I had to side with my ginger twin, Sami Zayn. How could I not support the Ginge? See, the one thing between me and Sami Zayn, the one connection that we have, is that neither of us have to worry about The Rock, okay? Because we have no soul to sell. But to me, this was the match of the night. I mean, Chambers were great, don't get me wrong. The heel turn was incredible, but this as a standalone match, this is one that you will go back and watch. It was vicious, it was a war, it was a fight, and I truly believe it was the final match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and the fact that it took place in the Rogers Centre, Canada's most famous stadium, even better, man. What a match, man. What a match. Like, watching them go through the tables right in front of us, watching them go up along the side, go do their thing up in the crowd, then come on back down to the ring, the barbed wire steel chair. It was a nutty match, man, and I loved every second of it. Except for the point where Sami Zayn did take the L. That kind of sucked. Randy returns without getting his return overshadowed by CM Punk. You know what's funny, man? You know what's really, really funny about this? Randy Orton's return got overshadowed by John Cena's heel turn. Like, every time Randy Orton comes back, something big happens on the card. So, hey, Randy, you know, if you happen to go away again, just when you come back, we know that you're back, all right? We're not going to forget about you. But also, like, for whatever reason, Trips just decides to say, hey, you're coming back, and then I'm just going to drop the biggest freaking bombshell of the year. I wonder if it's a little tongue-in-cheek, actually, by Triple H, because Randy and Triple H are obviously good pals. They go way, way back in the business. I wonder if that's maybe him saying, Randall, I got you. Travis Scott wasn't needed during that. Yeah, fair, man. Like, I mean, Travis Scott, it was cool seeing Travis Scott come out with The Rock. I thought he was going to leave after the entrance or sit at ringside or something like that. But at the same time, it's interesting how we could look at it, right? We could look at it as Rock showing what this Hollywood persona could be, right? That you could still be this level of fame and still be loved by the fans, right? Travis Scott has incredible levels of fame. He's essentially sold his soul as well. He's out there with Sage, he's with The Rock, and he's just firing it all around, like trying to get rid of the bad vibes. My man was feeling it last night, and it was a little out of place, but at the same time, I kind of loved that was a thing. It made it feel more real, more organic, raw. It just, to me, it wasn't that out of place. If I was booking it myself, I would have never thought to put Travis Scott in the ring with John Cena's heel turn, but hey, you know, weirder things happen in pro wrestling. The only help Cody can count on to get the job done. What a crazy world we live in. Yep, looks like Cody Rhodes is going to have to put out another call to Roman Reigns if he's going to need some help with this. I wonder if we do get a tag match between Rock and John Cena versus Roman and Cody. Like, I'll say it, they could follow the formula of night 1 of WrestleMania. You could have night 1 of SummerSlam directly impact night 2 of SummerSlam if you wanted to. There's a possibility there. I need this triple threat. I don't care. I love Io Sky. I don't know what her WrestleMania plans are going to be. I would be all right if it's a triple threat with Bianca, Rhea, and Io. It'd be a really cool callback to their NXT days as well. Rhea versus Bianca, though. 1-on-1. WrestleMania. That's a big freaking match, man. That's one of those matches that I don't know you can pass up on with the story that's being told. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Bianca right here, right now. I still wonder if there's more stuff going on with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. I'm starting to think here. I wonder if it's revealed that Bianca framed Naomi, framed Liv Morgan and Raquel, but it was Bianca who did it all along. And I wonder if that's going to be revealed down the line to kickstart a feud between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair over the Women's Championship. Because as of right now, I have Bianca Belair winning at WrestleMania. I have her winning the championship, getting back into that main event picture, and then elevating Jade and Naomi up the card with her. I'd love to see Naomi and Bianca be at odds with each other because Bianca played Naomi, but then also Bianca played Jade Cargill. I want her to be viewed as this really smart character, right? Bianca Belair is so unique, but if we make her character a lot more conniving, if we make her this, like, somebody who's like a little bit of a snake, you know, behind the scenes, who's moving behind the scenes quietly, gotta do what they gotta do to get ahead, and not telling anybody what they're doing. Bianca Belair could play that role to a T. Do you feel like it's the road to WrestleMania now? Yep. Imagine if Roman returned as the favor for CM Punk and helped him win. I'm lost with this favor as of now. I really hope it's not a storyline that's just going to be dropped. It's probably going to impact WrestleMania, and maybe it puts CM Punk into the triple threat match. Maybe that is the main event. Maybe it's lined up as Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania, and CM Punk goes to Paul Heyman and says, hey, I want my main event. I'm cashing in my favor. Yeah, I mean, it could work. I still don't know what if Logan Paul is going to face CM Punk, or if they're planning on doing Logan Paul, AJ Styles. There's a lot of moving parts right now, but yeah, man, if Roman Reigns broke into the chamber and took out Seth Rollins, that would have been an easy way to kickstart their road to WrestleMania, and CM Punk would have been going after John Cena, or Cody Rhodes. Man, oh man, Con, it's early. Or what am I talking about? It's 1 p.m. It's not early. I'm just running off of 3 hours of sleep. Name this team. Once in a lifetime. We all knew this was going to happen. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton picking up the win. Yeah, right? We all knew it. Cool. No problems there. Trish Stratus won in Toronto. Tiffany Stratton won in Toronto. Fun little match, no problems. But that is it for our hot takes, everyone. Make sure you leave me any comments down below with your own hot takes. Leave me your little review down below, and if you want to hear my initial review, it's up on my channel right now. I recorded it from a hotel lobby that I wasn't even staying at. Just needed to get out of the cold, found a little corner with like a chair, and recorded the whole thing. So make sure you check that out. It's up on my channel. Once again, shout out to Editor Jay this weekend. He did a lot of work for us, so leave a WJ in the comments down below. And make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff. All right, I gotta go. All right, take care. See you later.